Kakadosh Bokerosh Shavua Tov. We're continuing with the halachot of Kriyat Shema. If you remember that the last few we were speaking about was what is the kavanah when you're saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and then we said Baruch Shem Kavod Mochel V'ed. We mentioned how important that Baruch Shem Kavod Mochel V'ed is that according to the Shulchan Aruch and the way that we are posek, even though Mishamra is mistapek, he's got a doubt about this, is that if a person does not have kavanah in Baruch Shem Kavod Mochel V'ed, he has to go back and he has to repeat it again. And you're not allowed to make an interruption in Baruch Shem Kavod Mochel V'ed, just like you're not allowed to make an interruption during Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Now what happens is as follows. What exactly is Shema Yisrael? So we brought down the Gemara, right? And this is also Yonatan ben Uziel on the Pasuk to do with Yaakov Avinu when he wanted to reveal the end of days. And there Shema Yisrael was referring to Yaakov. But obviously when Moshe Rabbeinu was saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad later on, right? There it was not referring to Yaakov Avinu. So therefore there was Yisrael was Bnei Yisrael. So that is the kavanah that we're supposed to be having. Shema Yisrael is going to be listen Yisrael or to accept. Right? Many times we're going to see that throughout the Torah, many times the word Shema is to listen, but many times it's much more than just listening. It's also accepting. And it all depends upon how Unkelus is going to come and he's going to translate the Pasuk. Whether it's going to be Ushma, Vekabel, there's many different things we have to pay attention in Unkelus. That's why it comes from Torah Misinai and the importance of Unkelus. Now what happens is that all of a sudden, and by the way, that's why in the Shnaim Yomi, they came out with the psak from Rav Yitzchak Yosef and others, that if you're going to read Shnaim Mikaveh Targum in English, you're not going to be Yitzchak Chovah if you do the English of the Pasuk. But if you do the English of the Targum, which is the English of the Targum Unkelus, you are going to be Yitzchak Chovah, the Shnaim Mikaveh Targum. Because again, it has to be the Targum. The Targum comes from Sinai, many times in English, it's not every single language, because of the nuances and everything else, it changes. There's no real definition for it. However, though in Unkelus there is. So therefore, you have to pay attention. What does Unkelus say on the word Shema? Now, what happens is we say Shema. He said we already said every time that you say Hashem, it's going to be Adonai Kol Ayav, which means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Master of the universe, was and is and will always be the King, right? And the same thing with the next Hashem Echad. Now, what happens is you have to make pauses because the way that you're supposed to do is Shema Yisrael, pause, or what we call pasek, Hashem Elokeinu, again, another pause, and then Hashem Echad. After that Hashem Echad, again we're going to make a pause between Baruch Shem Kavod Mochel V'ed. The way that you do Baruch Shem Kavod V'ed is Baruch, pause, Shem Kavod Malchuto, pause, Leolam V'ed. It's actually the way that we sing it in Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam V'ed, in order that it should be there. So therefore there's going to be very important the pauses because that's what's going to change also the meaning. Tomorrow we're going to continue with understanding what exactly are we supposed to have kavanot